24 years old graduate with an engineering degree, smart, ambitious, and a dreamer. Abdallah, whom I called a friend, joined Daesh, also known as ISIS, in 2014 and became a leader of a battalion in Syria. He's one of 7,000 young Tunisians currently fighting for Daesh. Tunisians are the largest foreign group in Daesh to date. 6 months ago, I received the news that Abdallah was murdered by the Syrian authorities. Many young people like him have lost faith in the system and the sense of belonging in the society. What is most frustrating about it is that after a revolution led by youth, youngsters found themselves outside the scene, and without getting their voice heard. And that nurtured a sense of disengagement and a lack of trust between both sides. A way to prevent radicalization is through ensuring that young people feel engaged and feel more powerful in the reform process and can trust their nation's institutions. One of the most important institutions that I'm talking about is the educational system. As you can see here, the university system in Tunisia suffers from severe problems stemming from the Ben Ali era. Indeed, universities were established without a strategic vision. At their inception, they had no adequate resources, or they had outdated curricula. And now, as Tunisia makes its way through an incredible democratic transition, the question of reforms emerged again to the surface, and the need for an inclusive process was clear. However, the centralized and bureaucratic government system failed to engage the different stakeholders in the field. And in fact, the representation of students and entrepreneurs was lacking, and that ended up with counterproductive, inadequate policies. However, all hope is not lost. I have been lucky enough to meet some incredible individuals who were and are still committed to making a change in Tunisia through establishing more innovative ways of reform in higher education. Actually, I'm currently involved in Al-Muntada organization, a Tunisian NGO that aims to rethink higher education by fostering, structuring, and developing the discussion about reforms in higher education. And I'm very honored to be here today to share with you one of the projects that we are currently working on. After the revolution, as the levels of stagnation did not stop from escalating. So we asked ourselves, does policy made in a bubble generate real impact? How can we make policy making more visionary, inclusive, and data-driven? So we came up with a PIL, the Policy Incubation Lab. So the Policy Incubation Lab is a rigorous, comprehensive policy-building curriculum that helps young people and students turn their ideas into policies by bringing together policymakers and youth in one table to co-create successful higher education policies. So it is a program designed to accelerate and systematize the process of creating these policies in this field by providing resources, space, and expert consulting from different stakeholders. And we hope through this project to bridge the gap between youth and policymakers and to enhance the skills of those who need it the most, who are the non-decision makers. So through weekly hybrid training courses and feedback sessions led by our lab mentors, group meetings with policy experts, and office hours with local decision makers, the participants in the program can make a progress for the university in just 4 months. And in order to make the process more inclusive, we opted to launch an online platform in order to help the non-participant students monitor and rate the different suggested policies. Remembering Abdallah's story drives my commitment to push for higher education reform led by the most affected students. And I hope it drives you as well, whether you're an administrator or a professor, to help your students getting more engaged and feeling more powerful in making their education better. And at last, I want to end up with saying that giving students and young people trust and power is key to countering violence, chaos, and desperation, and instead providing innovation, liberation, and hope. Thank you.